How y'all doing out there?
We're down here in,
The big Lone Star State.
we're actually in Abilene, Texas, staying at KOA overnight. We've had a very exciting and
Productive day.
and heartwarming and just unbelievably humbling. Uh, it started off this morning. I was tinkering with my engine. This RV was getting about 4 miles to the gallon, and I pulled off the air filter or the air cleaner cover and took off the air filter uh, holder and pushed on the accelerator spring and everything, and noticed the flap on the carburetor looked kind of weird, and I looked underneath it, and lo and behold was a piece of foam. It looked like the breather element from before. So needless to say, our gas mileage from that point on has doubled. We're at about 8 now. Not that that's great, but so that's how the morning started. And then we were leaving the KOA in Carlsbad, and got to give a shout out to Leslie and to Elizabeth and their husbands. They're the managers of that KOA, and I'll tell you, that KOA is the cleanest
Awesome.
and
Very
the
beautiful.
very beautiful. It's quiet. The managers and the workers are so polite and will do anything for you. They helped us with a couple days, and again, we thank them from the bottom of our hearts for that. We'll post pictures soon of that. So we gave them hugs and left and went into town, and
Raise awareness.
I, I had to stop at Sears for something, and in the parking lot I got out of the car, and this couple, probably in their early 20s, the gentleman said, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask you what that's all about?" And so I proceeded to tell him what ALS was and Lou Gehrig's disease, and his girlfriend, or the girl that was with him anyway, said that she would pray for us and thanked us, and they were both very polite, and so that was awareness number one.
The number two was across the street at a gas station.
We were sitting there, and I had already started the gas, and went inside. Robin was talking to Danny on the phone, Danny Hood, and all of a sudden this lady knocks at her window. So I rolled down the window, and she was talking about ALS, and she asked if she could give us a donation, and we said sure, and she said, "I only have $1," and you know
Any amount of money.
it's
It doesn't matter because it all goes to a good cause.
so she stayed around and talked for a little bit and gave her a card, and then while I was pumping gas, there was a gentleman probably in his 30s who um, was asking about it, and he had a construction crew with him. So I educated all of them, and they actually, the one guy came in, asked if Robin was in the vehicle, and
He was kind of
yeah, he
cute.
was. Kind of looked like Justin Verlander, in a way. Popped his head in the door and talked to Robin for a little bit. So that was awareness number two, three.
Three.
Oh, I'm sorry, three. And then we were leaving, uh, and we headed out, and
A few honks and beeps.
oh, quite a few more waves this time as people went by. But again, I even had somebody honk from Canada.
Yeah.
They were in a van, a white van, as they went by us. In fact, when we were talking on the phone to Danny, explaining the story, we had people honk. So
And Danny, I love you dearly.
so while we're on our way, we get a phone call. Danny had mentioned that maybe a reporter would be calling, and sure enough, Carol from CBS in Dallas called, and I talked to her for a little bit. about where we might be. So we may be on the Dallas. One of those days. This has been a fantastic day, very rewarding.
Very humbling. It makes you think about how lucky we are in so many ways. And someone else always much for us. And it just comes down to doing good work for a good reason.
Yep. In fact, the lady next door, one of the things she said right off the bat was that it was Robin's ministry or our ministry, and the more we're doing this, the more that's really it's really coming to light. So with that, we're gonna be eating and getting to bed here soon. We got a long day tomorrow.
So I must say, never give up.
Yep. Joni, we'll see you in the next couple of days. Danny, we'll see you tomorrow. San Antonio, we'll see you this weekend.
And y'all have
A good night. Yep. See y'all later. Bye.